Good morning, traders. Welcome to another episode of Traders Talk. It is Monday the 17th of July. We just had some huge numbers on Friday. CPI came in weaker than expected, so we saw large moves in the US dollar index. The main hit was on dollar yen, as the Fed, chances of Fed raising rates this year was decreased to almost zero. You've seen the inflation numbers come out 0.1%. The market was looking for a little bit stronger than that, and what it does is reinforce the inflation concerns voiced by Yellen last week. She was a little concerned that the inflation, low inflation in America wasn't transitory, and what this means is that if there's something underlying keeping inflation lower, then the chances of the Fed making a policy mistake by raising rates is definitely real. Now, what you've seen is the US yields come under pressure. The big thing that we look at with the US yields is the US 10-year. It did hold the 2.3 level though, and that combined with the US stocks remaining very strong means that dollar yen sell-off will be more of a grind than a straight sharp sell-off, and it's fairly priced in that the US is not going to be raising rates now. So those looking for dramatic sell-offs here are probably on the wrong side. The pair which is not moving as aggressively as the rest of the market is the euro dollar, and it's a big part of any sort of US dollar sell-off. So the euro has to break 115. Very unlikely it can do that before the ECB meeting that's coming out on Thursday this week. So more likely that we do get range trading. A little bit of US dollar pushback as well is likely. And use any sort of bout of US dollar strength though as potential opportunities to sell the US dollar, as the longer term story is getting more and more negative here. In regards to the Australian dollar, it did break 77.50 very convincingly. It's actually now at the same levels as last year's high at 78.30. If we were to break above that, then 80 cents will come onto the cards. This is not so much an Aussie dollar story, but it is a US dollar weakness story. It's got a bit of momentum behind it. So all the commodity currencies, dollar CAD leading the way, Aussies following, Kiwi starting to follow as well, are starting to push higher. And in terms of what can stop this, there is some data out locally that could definitely derail the Australian dollar rally, and that's on Thursday. We do have unemployment numbers, so Thursday is becoming a big day for data this week. In terms of the data out today from China, we do have the Chinese GDP numbers out in the next hour or so. So about 12 o'clock usually Sydney time, 10 o'clock Singapore time. If you're around, have a look at those. They are very contained usually, as in expectations are usually met, as with most Chinese data. If there's a surprise to the top side or downside, the Australian dollar will be affected, but don't expect too much fireworks from that number if history is to be repeated. Alright, so look, if you do want to have more information about some of these moves and what is going on there with the US dollar, where we're targeting, please come through to the dealing room if you're a client. If you're not, look below on the YouTube there. You can get the sign-up details, become an active trader at easyMarkets, get all the opportunity to speak to an analyst like myself. Alright guys, have a good day. Be back tomorrow.